Hello, people now. Yep, I'm out here with another rant. Trump is on his social media program. And he's saying now that the January 6th committee had their hearings yesterday, he's saying, why didn't they subpoena me earlier? Let's see, how many of his henchmen on Trump's behalf declared executive privilege, which Trump no longer has? He's not president. He's not in the executive office anymore. Therefore, he has no executive privilege anymore. He can declare it all he wants. Doesn't make it true. On the civil suit he had, how many times did he declare the fifth, which Trump claims only a crook would do? Over 400 times. He declared the fifth. Oh yeah, on the government documents and top secret documents, now he declares that he declassified them. One, if he declassified them, he does not get the original, he gets a copy. The original stays with the government. Two, if he declassified them, there must be documentation of that. He can't just stand over them and magically say, I declassify these. Because then anybody and their mother can walk into the government or petition the government after he declares publicly that he declassified them and say, oh, Trump declassified these. No matter when he claims he declassified them. If there's no documentation that he declassified them, he can't declassify them. If he declassifies them, he cannot remove the original documents from the office or the White House of the United States government. He can only remove a copy for which the public would also have a right to request a copy of those documents. After you leave office, you cannot declassify government paper because you are not president. You are a citizen of the United States of America. Only the president, the sitting president, can declassify. Now for you out there who are saying, but Trump is still president! Let me see you walk into McDonald's or go to your coffee maker and say, I feel this isn't hot enough to burn me. And stick your finger in that coffee and hold it there until it burns you. Because that's exactly what you're doing when it comes to Trump. You're saying, I feel Trump isn't president because I voted for Trump as president. Let me put something to you here. You know the people who voted for Hillary Clinton in 2020 and made it so Hillary Clinton won the popular vote? Once Trump won the Electoral College, those people who were part of the popular vote had more right to say, I feel Trump isn't president than you did. Because face it, 78 million is not equal to 81 million votes that Biden got. And just because the Electoral College decided to honor the popular vote over their feelings doesn't mean that Biden didn't win. Biden won. Get over it. Oh, you're going to say now, because I voted for Biden, that's why I feel Biden won. No, honey. I wanted Pete Buttigieg to be president. Yes, I did vote for Biden. But that doesn't mean that I feel Biden won. Because, I mean, if I went by that, then I would say, I feel that Pete Buttigieg should have been the candidate and not Biden. But he wasn't, now was he? You don't see me out there hollering saying, Biden shouldn't have been elected. Pete Buttigieg should have. He's the true president. Because he's not. Because he didn't win the candidacy. Biden did. Just the same as Biden won the presidency. He won it in the popular vote, and the Electoral College this time decided to follow the popular vote. So he won the popular vote. And every single one of you people out there who voted for Biden, when Trump is out there and he's taking documents declaring executive privilege as if he's still president, when Trump is out there sicking his dogs on the White House the way he did on January 6th, when he's out there having all these candidates for Senate and for the House and for governor and for mayor and for whatever office they're running for, and they're out there and they are election deniers, do you know what they are doing? They are telling you your vote didn't count. That they could give a shit less what you voted. The only thing that counts is what they feel and what their voters feel. No matter how much in the minority they are. Trump could have only gotten 100 votes out of all the votes, and he still would have claimed he lost. And you Trumplicans still would have been out there. Biden isn't the real president! Because you feel! I don't give a fuck what you feel. Your feelings don't count into when it comes to counting the majority of the votes. And any one of you people out there that let them get away with that because now you don't support Biden, you're just as bad as they are. Because you wanted Harris to be elected, or you wanted Buttigieg to be elected, or you wanted Sanders to be elected, or you wanted Warren to be elected. You don't feel that Biden is president. Nope, 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 nope. Not gonna feel it. Nope. You're a bunch of fucking idiots. I don't give a shit what you feel. I had to tolerate Trump bumbling around in the White House, fucking things up for 4 years, and declaring victory over things and taking credit over things he didn't do, and denying things he did do. For 4 years, I had to tolerate that. I say he wasn't my president. That doesn't mean he wasn't the president of the United States. Because he was. Because a bunch of fucking brain-dead idiots in the Electoral College put him there. But that doesn't mean I have to respect him. That means a bunch of idiots put him there and denied the rest of us our vote. Told us our vote didn't matter. And that's where it pisses me off when it comes to Trump. And it would be the same thing if the majority of the people voted for Trump over Biden. It wouldn't fucking matter. Because what you're telling the majority of the people when you allow the Electoral College to choose who the president is, going against the popular vote, what you are saying is that the majority of the people's vote does not matter. That the minority feelings are the only thing that matters. And you're dismissing the majority. The Electoral College was not there to make it so that the majority does not get their vote. It was put there to make sure a person like Trump doesn't become president. Somebody who is unqualified, who was incapable to fulfill his duties as president, and who would lie, cheat, and steal while he was in office. Somebody who was not qualified, who could not pass the most basic security checks. That's why the Electoral College was put there. To make sure unscrupulous people did not become president. Trump, at this moment, after he left office, could not pass what was needed to give him security to look at the menu of the White House. Because he has skated his way past and through and maneuvered and lied and just and been in debt to countries. He couldn't get anywhere near any of that. He has cheated so many people and is in so much debt and has run so many of his own businesses into the ground that he wouldn't qualify, let alone to be president, but to get any kind of certification to look at anything that has to do with the White House and the government. The government would have never given him security clearance if it wasn't for the fact the Electoral College decided to make him president. He was fully and wholly unqualified. And that's what the Electoral College was put there for. Not to take away the popular vote from the people, but to protect the government. And they didn't do it in 2016. They did it in 2020. They didn't do it in 2016. Not only didn't they do it in 2016 because Trump didn't get the popular vote, but because Trump was unqualified. Get that through your thick, stupid heads. Trump was unqualified to be president in the first place. But the Electoral College stole the people's vote. And I think when the Democrats, if they ever get the supermajority in the White House, should declare that the Electoral College cannot go against the popular vote on unless the candidate is proven to be as unqualified as Trump was. Anybody who is not qualified to have top secret information given to them because they are so compromised should never become president. If I ran for president right now, I shouldn't become president. Why? Because, one, I would be compromised in the fact that I suffer from social anxiety. Therefore, I could not perform the duties needed for a president. There's no way I could perform the duties I would need to perform as president. I could not become president because I'm in debt. Maybe only $3,000, but I am in debt. And that debt makes me vulnerable. No matter how small it is, I have debt out there. And that debt makes me vulnerable to being swayed by bad actors. Now, if my debt was to a foreign country, as Trump says, it would make me even more vulnerable. If I could not get a loan from American banks, and the only choice I had was to get a loan from someplace like Russia or Turkey or some other country, that would make me vulnerable to being swayed, to giving information to foreign countries that those foreign countries should not have. Think about it. And you Trumpers out there who are saying, Trump won, Trump won, Trump won, Trump won. I don't give a shit what your feelings are. No, we didn't. And you who didn't vote for Trump either sat out because you didn't want to vote for Biden, but you certainly didn't want to vote for Trump. But you that voted for Biden, every time they say that to you, you know what they're saying? Your vote didn't count. Your vote doesn't matter. We don't care what you voted. The only thing we care about is what our feelings are. Because you don't matter. You don't count. You don't have a right to vote. Because you didn't vote for who they wanted. You voted for who you wanted. That's a dictatorship. I don't give a shit what your feelings are. Trump Mar-a-Lago was justifiably searched because he lied and he cheated and he stole and he made excuses for things they knew he had. And he still has 40 of them. Where are they? And it's the reason why he wants to get a hold of the more than 100 top secret documents that are there now that he wants to put into the hands of a special master so that he can get his hands back on it, is because he didn't get a copy of those. He's got a copy of the other 40. You know, if those damn things ever get found, you know damn well he's got a copy of those motherfuckers. And he's already sent them off to people like Putin and Xi Jinping and Erdogan and Kim Jong-un and all of those other bad actors out there, and to the Saudi prince. He's already sent them off there. If he's got copies of them, so do they. And our government needs to change our logistics just to throw them people off. Because Trump has already either given them that information to get himself out of debt, which he already is by the billions, or to garner favor. Either to garner favor or to get money. He has already sold it because he's that slimy. He doesn't care who he hurts as long as he gets his way. That's the way a rapist is, and he is a rapist. That's the way a child molester is, and he is a child molester. I will believe the women who have come forward and declared what Trump has done to them over Trump any day. And why is that? Because I have been watching who Trump is since I was 7 years old. And his attempt to fix his reputation by doing that freaking TV show he didn't do nothing for me, because I watched a couple of his episodes, and if you knew him from the past, you picked up on the little subtle things that he still let slip, that showed he was still the same person. He had not changed, and nobody could edit them films enough, that show enough, to prove that he had changed. Because if they were going to edit enough, they would have to take Trump completely out of it. Or make it so that the only thing Trump did was say, "You're hired, you're fired," and that's it. No explanation. Because in his explanations, that's where he gives away his bigotry. Very slightly, but it's there. That's where he gives away his misogyny. Very slightly, but it's there. Oh, but now you're going to say, but he's put women in high positions before. Yeah, in high positions. So long as that high position was over you. Not him. He doesn't think any woman should be higher than him. Any woman that has higher status than him, or even equal status to him, he will call them a slut, and a whore, and a dog, and a cow. If they sway any kind of power over him, he cannot have it. That's who Trump is. He barely stands when a man has equal power or more power than him. But he will tolerate it. But he will not tolerate it from a woman. No fucking way. He could give his wife the highest position in his corporations as possible, so that she can make as much money as possible for him and the family. Mostly for him. But to give her equal power to him? Never gonna happen. Never would happen. She would never be equal to him. She would never be allowed the equal privilege as him. There's no fucking way he would allow it. Because that's who Trump is. So get used to it. And Trump hollering now, why didn't they subpoena him? Why don't you ask, why didn't he volunteer his own testimony? Why did he declare the fifth over 400 times in a civil suit? Don't fall for his tricks.